Very dear students, I hope you all are fine. As per curriculum of computer 10th grade, we are covering chapter 2nd and we have covered till chapter 2nd. Previous topic was how to do the online shopping. Today we are covering the next topic, that is e-reservation. What is reservation? It is the process of booking, and when we are using electronic medium, it is called electronic reservation system. So e-reservation is a process of booking tickets online, and it is also called e-ticketing. E-tickets is a paperless communication. It means no paper is required for ticketing the passenger, particularly in the commercial airline industry. When a consumer book a flight by telephone or using the web page, the detail of reservation are stored in a computer system, and the customer can request that a hard copy confirmation be sent by postal mail, but it is not needed at checkpoint. So a confirmation number is assigned to the passenger along with the flight number, date, departure time and location. And when customer move to the airport for checking point, the passenger simply present positive identification, and then necessary boarding passes are issued and the passenger can check luggage and proceed through security gate. So e-reservation, what it is? It is a process of storing, processing and retrieving the information of tickets via e-communication or internet services. Like in Indian Railways, train tickets are booked via using the website, that is www.irctc.co.in. IRCTC mean Indian Railways Catering and Tourism Corporation. So to book a ticket, what is the process? We will do the sequence by sequence steps now. Step 1, open the browser. Any browser you can use, either it is Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, Edge, anyone you can use. And just type the address www.irctc.co.in. Afterward, press the enter key. So this web page will be open. Afterward, click on the login button and login page will be appear like this. This is the login page. In that you can enter your username, you can enter your password, you can enter the captcha code for security purpose. What is captcha? Captcha is the method used to tell that human are doing the online work, not any bot. It means it is done by human being because recently AI application is going on and AI is on the basis of robotic system, that is bot. Next is, after doing this, enter ID, password and display captcha and click on the sign in button. Whenever you will sign in, enter the source and destination of your journey as train station, from where you want to move and till which location you want to move. You have to also enter the date of journey. You may also add the class of seats, which class, first class, second class, AC tire, whatever you want. Finally, you will click on find train, which type of trains are available on the same schedule. A list of train comes up and take from the source to destination. And at this stage, you may choose your class of seat as well as check the availability. Now, after looking the list of trains, you can check either a seat is available in a particular class or not. And you can even check the fares also from one location to another location. What is the fare? What is the time of that particular train? And the screen will show the kind of availability. It means it will show about seat is available or no or not. Like for RAC seats, what is RAC? RAC shows up and WL is for waiting list. Following kind of link shows up. So it will show the availability of seats. Is it available or not? Afterward, click on book now option. You will grade to the screen for making the available people who wish to occupy the seat. Afterward, in the above screen, other train with seats available are shown. You will enter the passenger information. In that case, click on the, you may still want to stick to the same train, then move backward. In that case, click on continue with the previous booking button or click on the book now as available, and you will enter your name, age and gender. After entering the passenger detail, respond to the CAPTCHA query. It will again capture code. And after entering the passenger detail, respond to the CAPTCHA query. So it will make it confirmation by using your contact number. So click on the continue booking button to go to the next step. After entering the CAPTCHA code, click on continue booking. Afterward, seat availability detail and passenger detail are displayed. What is the availability of seat? It will be displayed. Click on the continue booking option if you want to continue. The passenger will direct you to the safe and secure payment system. If seat is getting confirmed, then you can move to the next step, that is payment transaction. For payment transaction, it will move to the secure payment system. And enter your credit card or debit card detail according to your requirement. You are using Bheem app, UPI or whatever you are using. Enter the detail of that card. And finally, click on make payment option. And after making payment, you can for making the payment you can select the method, like you want to use debit card, credit card. Afterward, you will enter the debit card or credit card number, expiry date. Afterward, you will click on pay now option. And after the above all steps, ticket get booked in a particular train, and it will show you the confirmation of train, and you may take the printout of same also. Now one more thing, how to cancel the e-ticket. To cancel the e-ticket, just log into your account, click on my account option. In my account, move to my transaction, book ticket history. A set of tickets booked show up. Click on the ticket that you want to cancel, and then in the lower part of pane, cancel ticket option will be shows up. Just click on the cancel ticket option, your ticket will be get cancelled. Next is e-governance. E-governance, electronic governance. It is a government organization system. It is a application of information and communication technology for delivering the government services like Aadhaar card, business transaction, exchange of information, communication transaction, integration of various standalone computer system, services between government to consumer, government to business. So it is a platform in which a exchange of information is provided from government to the other organization. It is the integration of ICT in all the processes with the aim of enhancing government ability to address the need of general public. It is provided by government to a general public to facilitate the easy access of ICT information. So the basic purpose of e-governance is to simplify the process for all like government, citizen, business at national level, state level or local level. So it is the use of electronic medium to promote good governance, and it control the implementation of information technology in government processes and function so as to cause simple, moral and accountable governance. So what are the benefits of e-governance? There are many benefits. First one, it reduces the corruption level. It will be transparent, that's why corruption will be very less. It will not be there either at zero level. It promotes high transparency and accountability. Growth in GDP. What is GDP? Growth domestic product. And direct participation of consistent. And expanded reach of government. It means government level will be expanded. Government network will be expand as it facilitates better communication between government and businesses. So e-governance has a great role to play and to improve or to support all tasks performed by the government organization or departments. Now e-group. A group of people, as the name suggests, e-group. E-group refers to an online environment where users sharing common views and ideas come together to meet and discuss their interest of topic. And group members give their opinion in this message known as post, which are posted common location known as discussion board. And two popular e-groups are google.com, .groups.com and yahoo.com. In yahoo.com, groups option is there. It is also known as online clubbing because it provides an opportunity for like-minded users to exchange their views. So what are the advantages of e-group? Flexible. It is accessible 24 by 7. Anyone, as long as there is an internet connection, they can directly communicate their views. Leveling. E-group encourage usability. How? It's usually shy people to speak up. It means who has not the ability to speak in front of audience, they can present their views in front of others. And documented, unlike verbal communication, online discussion can be revisited and it can be stored for a longer time. Next is reflection. E-group members are given a lot of time to reflect or think about the ideas. And limitless, there is no boundary limit where the discussion can go. We can discuss at any time, at any location, and for a number of times. Next is social networking. Social networking, it is an internet based program to form communities to interact with friend, family, customer or clients. So you may share pictures, videos, updates, opinions or on some events. Some networking sites are like Facebook, Google Plus, Twitter, Instagram, everybody is using in daily routine life. So a study shows that 79% of all adults in US had at least one social networking profile. And what is the definition of social networking? It is defined as a chain of individuals and their connections. And what was the first social networking website? It was 6degree.com. It was the first social networking website and it was created in 1997. So the purpose of social networking site is to make connection with your friends, family, relatives and clients. And it can occur for both social and business purpose. So what are the advantages of social networking site? First one is connectivity. People from anywhere in the world can stay connected anywhere through social networking sites. It provides an opportunity to widen the business concepts. And free advertising. Social networking could be easily utilized to market the product or services and cost effective. We can do promotion of our product with a very few cost, only the internet expenses. And it expands market research, implementation, market campaign, deliverable communication and direct interact people. There are some disadvantages also. First one, open up the possibility for hackers. Hackers will try to hack your information. They will try to commit the fraud and launch spam and virus attack. And it reduces the family closeness because they are connected on internet only. They are not meeting physically to each other. It decreases face-to-face communication. It potentially results in a lost productivity, especially if employees are busy updating their profile. And it gives people a license to hurt someone feeling and emotion through harsh words. Now, acronyms used in social website. Which type of acronyms are used? Like ASAP means as soon as possible. HAND, have a nice day. BTW, by the way. CUL, catch you later. CYM, check your mail. BFN, bye for now. You are your. You too, you too. Thanks, THX. TC, take care. TTFN, Tata for now. And OIC, oh, I see. So these are some acronyms that are generally used in chattings while we are using the social websites. And definitely one question will be there from this list for final exams. Next is emoticons. Emoticons, your feelings, how to express your feelings. So the word emoticon is delivered from two words, emotion plus icon. Emoticons are the pictures that depict different human emotions like smiling, sad, yelling, crying, angry. Some emoticons are given like happy face with a nose, laughing face, wrinkling face, surprise, sad face with a nose, laughing hard. These are some emoticons that are used while chatting. So, e-group is also known as electronic group. The full form of B2W is by the way. Dash is the integration of ICT in all processes with the aim of enhancing government ability to address the need of general public. The answer will be e-governance. Next is mobile technology. Mobile technology, it is a form of technology and it is mostly used in cellular system. Right now we are using like SMS, MMS, 3G and 4G. Four types of services are displayed or discussed when question will come in the final exam or board exams. It is a portable electronic device which allows to share data from one phone to another phone. So what is SMS in short form? It is a mode of sending and receiving short messages from one phone to another phone. And the full form of SMS is short message service. And where it is used? It is used for small messaging up to 160 characters. And it was originally created for phones. And generally SMS and GSM were developed by ETSI, European Telecommunication Standard Institute. SMS text message support in multiple languages like Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, English. SMS can be sent via web browser also, IM also, VoIP also, Skype also. So many options are there to send the SMS. And SMS appeared on wireless scene in 1991. First time it was used in 1991 in Europe. The first time SMS was sent on 3rd December 1992. Now types of SMS message. It can be 4 types: class 0, 1, 2 and 3. Class 0, it is displayed on mobile screen without being saved in message store or on the SIM. Class 1, this type of SMS is to be stored in device memory. And class 2, this type of message class carries SIM card data. And class 3, this type of SMS is forwarded from receiving entity to an external device. What are the advantages of SMS? Delivery of notification and alerts, guaranteed message delivery, reliable system, ability to screen messages and return call in a selective way, and it increases the subscriber productivity. Next type is MMS. MMS stands for Multimedia Messaging Service. It is a process of sending message over wireless network by using the phones. And it was developed by Open Mobile Alliance OMA and 3GPP. It is based on the concept of multimedia messaging. It doesn't support attachment or email. The important use of MMS is for communication between mobile phones. And MMS permit mobile subscriber to send multimedia files like images, video, audios, etc. Some people are also using the misuse also. And 3G, it refers to the third generation of mobile technology. It is generally used in phones and handset for the purpose of internet connection, to make the voice call or video calls, or to download or upload the data from internet. And ITU, the International Telecommunication Union, defined the third generation of mobile telephony standard IME 2000 to facilitate the growth, increase the bandwidth and support more diverse application. So 3G was developed by ITU. It allows mobile operator to offer more services option to their users. And the first pre-commercial 3G network was launched in Japan in 1998. And MTNL became the first 3G mobile service provider in India. Which type of services it is providing? It will higher the data speed, supporting video conferencing, enhanced audio and video streaming, web and WAP browsing at higher speed. Now disadvantages of 3G. First disadvantage, it required 3G compatibility handset, and the cost of upgrading to 3G device is expensive, and consumption of power is high, and it required closer base station that is very expensive. Now the technology which is used in India right now, that is 4G, fourth generation. It refers to the fourth generation of mobile technology. It replaced the third generation. It offers at least 100 MBIT megabit with high mobility. And the purpose of 4G is to provide higher speed, high quality and high capacity to the user. And Telisonera was the first operator in the world to launch 4G. It is an IP-based and packet-switched evolution of 3G technology that uses voice communication. A number of technology considered to 4G standard like long-term evolution, ultra-mobile broadband, and IEEE 802.16. It is a WiMAX standard. And what it is? 4G is a mobile multimedia available anytime, anywhere. Global mobility support, integrated wireless solution, and customized personal services. And 4G is also referred to by MAGIC, which stand for Mobile Multimedia Anywhere Global Mobility Solution, or integrated wireless and customized services. The benefit of 4G are it improve the uploading and downloading speed, reduce the latency. It is latency mean to say waiting time. It is easier to standardize and offer affordability, and it is an end-to-end internet protocol connection. And 4G technology provide mobility, and it is more flexible and reliable system. So this is all about your chapter second. Exercise part we will do in next session. Till here you have to study the same. And if any doubt you are facing, you can contact me on my WhatsApp number. It's 999118890. Again I repeat, it's 999118890. Thank you. Have a nice day for this session. We will meet in next session with next video. Thank you.